In a galaxy far, far away, there was this young American life. In this week's segment, we will be discussing the impact religion has on America's youth. Religion, a cultural system and multiple series of ethics, has grown and progressed since its beginning. Religion started out as a much more personal belief, but throughout the years, religion has transformed into a responsibility, one which must not be ignored or exchanged to still reap the benefits of said religion. Although there are still extremists in certain religions, many have found the initial belief in the personal experience of religion.
People have clung to religion during all times of one's life. People see it as a source of happiness and a guiding light to live one's life. Numerous people feel that a God makes them a better person. However, there is never a constant interpretation of God. Even within the same religion, two people might have completely different beliefs about their God, and this would lead to personalized series of beliefs and new sects of certain religions. Sam, if you talk even once during this show, you know what? No, you won't say anything during this show. Alright, today is June 3rd. It's about 2:30 and we are standing in front of the house of Fayaz. Now you all know Fayaz. He's not a good guy. Fayaz, you're not a good guy.
Hi, I'm Fayaz Mukram. I'm a junior at Alexander Hamilton High School, and my religion is Islam. I think it affects my life completely. It's made me a better student, definitely. My parents, I guess, have instilled this religion in me. I believe it. I mean, there's nothing really I question about it, actually, but it's actually made me want to be a better person. As far as drugs, I guess, I don't really do that stuff because it's forbidden in my religion.
Was that something that your parents wanted you to do, or was that just your decisions as you learned more about the religion, you just liked more and more of it?
It's a little of both. Yeah, as far as believing it, I do. My parents obviously had a role in that, but I still was able to believe it and still follow my religion. I honestly, by reading the Quran, the holy book of Islam, I feel better about myself. I understand what it's saying, and I really am able to connect to it, I guess. Like Judaism and Christianity, there is heaven and hell, so that drives me to want to be a better person, not really do anything bad, I guess. If anything, it's made me want to achieve more in life. It's made me want to strive harder, work harder, get a good job, and yeah, and still keep my faith with me.
I am a Catholic that became an atheist, that became an agnostic. Even asking that question, if you could have an ideal God, who would that God be? Even that idea would lead to an actual belief in a God. As agnostic, I feel that I cannot understand or comprehend God, so there is no ideal version of God that I would want. It makes my life different by taking away the level of certainty that both an atheist or a believer have in faith. You know, an atheist doesn't believe in God, but he in itself has the whole system of the universe worked out for him. There is no mystery for him. He knows how everything's going to work out, because there is no God, so everything in the universe is all solid, factual, mathematical. Same for someone who is a believer in God. He knows how life is according to what his religion clarifies that life is, and how life will turn out for him based on how his religion of life will turn out for him. So there's that certain level of comfort that a person can get from understanding what by having an understanding and certainty off of what he can expect from life. And being agnostic, you kind of lose that level of certainty, because everyone likes to think when they're born or when they're raised that there is some reason for living, and not having that, and not being certain of that reason for living, or not having that certainty of how everything will work out. You just kind of feel your own insignificance, like your life is meaningless. And some people would be scared of that, but I'm not.
I'm Mickey and I'm Jewish. It affects my life a lot. It restricts the way that I eat, the things I do, a lot of stuff. Yeah, I think about it every day. I pray every day. Say the Shema, which is kind of like a promise to God.
What are you promising?
Well, you say that you'll teach your children the Torah, and you'll speak of the Torah when you rise and when you walk, and yeah, and I pray for people. I pray for my family and for specific people who need my prayers. There's a lot of things that I don't follow, a lot of things, and I later in life would like to follow most of the rules, sadly when it's easier for me to follow them. I know that's not how religion is supposed to work, but a little bit afraid to stop, because becoming less religious kind of scares me for some reason.
Why does it scare you?
I'm afraid of God, I'm not gonna lie, and being religious is really important to me, and I want to stay that way, and I think that giving up now would be also just giving up a lot of what I've worked for. I'm scared of dying, definitely, and I'm scared that when I do die that I won't have, I don't know, I guess now I just sound crazy, but I believe in heaven, and I'm hoping that there is a heaven, and I'm unsure of it actually, and I just like to know that I'd like to feel that when I die that I'm gonna be going somewhere and I'm gonna be rewarded for something.
Have you ever felt that your religion has set limitations to what you can do later on in life?
Definitely. I couldn't go to my sister's graduation, which was on a Saturday, like at 6. So my entire family didn't go. I mean, it stops me from doing a lot of things that I would normally do. But to me, it's pretty much worth it. If I didn't believe in a God, I feel like my life would be kind of purposeless. I think that having limits and following rules is part of what makes you a free person, because it gives you something to decide upon, and I feel like I would be a lot more afraid, because having faith, being part of a faith means that you have faith that there's something bigger than us, and that's really important to me to think.
Princeton Urban Parker. I am 17 years old, and I am a member of the Christian faith, particularly the Pentecostal denomination.
How does your religion and your beliefs in God affect your life and the decisions you make every day?
It guides the decisions and things that I make. I use religion kind of as a filter. It is a filter for decisions, a filter for choices that I make, or anything like that. So it's like there is all the stuff that kind of flows out of me, and religion is that kind of bridge, so to speak. That kind of I don't know how to describe it. It is my belief that any wrong decisions that I make, that God would be disappointed. But part of my belief in God is that he is more of a father figure than he is a controlling authoritarian. I don't know if that's a word, but I'll kind of make that a word. And so in his being like a father, it is in that disappointment that he wants me to make the right decision. And so life is all about, how do I take all these wrong decisions, and how do I take all this stuff and and make it something that he'll be pleased with. What happens is when you get trapped in religion, you get trapped in a system of rules and boundaries, and no one ever really knows why they're following those rules. No one ever really knows why they're being put in those confines. For me, I am in a relationship with Jesus Christ, who I believe is a part of the God figure. And so as a part of that relationship, I follow these rules not because I'm on some kind of straight and narrow path to what I believe is the Jesus Christ code of ethics, but I'm doing this because I love Christ. The perfect God is someone who knows all about me, knows my ins and outs, knows my, my inception, and he knows the end of my story, and still finds a way to love me anyway and be able to help me with that. The people who feel like Christianity supersedes the law, okay, you try to get out there and, kill somebody, rob a bank, and say God anointed you to do that. Have fun with that. And then let's see how far God gets you in that situation. It's a matter of understanding that everything works together. How it works together is what needs to be kind of figured out. Okay, let's just be real about this. I'm 17 and I'm a guy, okay? And the world happens to have things called girls. And so it's there. I mean, that's just one scenario. There are tons of things where you see something or I see something rather, and want to do it, want to be involved in it. But better yet, temptation comes in when you are able to have something that you want, and then it becomes easily accessible to you. So as far as stuff that I want to do all the time, but then it becomes a matter of, well, what's my greater priority? My spiritual upkeep, or what I want for physical pleasure at the moment. Without faith in Princeton Parker's life, I would be the person that people walk past and laugh but secretly feel sorry for. I'd be a nutcase, because I am a nutcase. But I said all that to say, on a general principle as humans, there's got to be one thing that you live for. The thing I live for is God and that presence of faith in my life. And that's what keeps me from just being an absolute, just a mess. And so I think that's kind of what faith does for me. And I love that, and I'm thankful to have that in my life.
And that was This Young American Life. After looking at all these people with their different religious beliefs, we can see a couple constants. They always think that God makes them a better person, and they always set limitations on what they can do based off of God's expectations of them. However, we don't know if that's a good thing. Some people, as we saw in this video, feared God, and some people loved God. Should there be a middle ground? Should we expect God to be there with a solution to all of our problems, or should we expect Him to help us find a way to solve all our problems? Either way, God is a mysterious thing, and every teenager has his own interpretation of Him. This is Young American Life.